Quantum mechanics forces us to think of the world in a radically different way. But when it comes to applications, we often see breakthroughs when we find a completely new way of doing something. So, Eleanor, I'm wondering if, as a researcher in quantum computing, you can explain how can we use the rules of quantum mechanics to our advantage?
Yeah, there's three main directions where we can use the rules of quantum mechanics to benefit society. So, quantum sensing, quantum computing, and quantum communications. For quantum sensing, we use superposition and entanglement to try to measure more precisely things like electric or magnetic fields or time. Quantum computers are arrays of quantum elements, for example, electrical circuits or atoms, and we can encode our problem and read it out by applying superposition to specific atoms or particles and then entangling them. And these are our computational operations. And the areas where quantum computers provide an exponential advantage over classical computers are breaking encryption. So that's your email, that's your bank account, the government communications, and also simulating nature. So finding new materials or understanding photosynthesis. This is actually the area that I work in, and so we try to produce novel types of quantum computers that have not only quantum bits, but also some of the fundamental particles of nature as the computational elements. And lastly, we said that we can break encryption with quantum computers, but quantum communications allows us to solve this. So you can entangle two photons in certain configurations and send them out to two different parties, and they collect all of their photons, and that gives them a key in which they can encrypt their data and communicate securely now.
And Rocio, your area of expertise is molecular biology. So I'm wondering if you can explain how quantum-inspired approaches are being used to tackle problems in medical science.
Yes, of course. So one of the best known examples are MRI scans, and these use quantum mechanics essentially to happen. So that allows us now to diagnose diseases that we could not see before. Another use is drug repurposing, for example, and finding new drugs and new treatments. And one of the reasons is precisely what Eleanor explained really well, is that you can look at vast combinations of molecules at the same time, but also with a complete different approach. And for example, we did this during COVID, where we used a quantum-inspired method to find new antivirals against the virus that causes COVID-19. And we were able to find different solutions when comparing classical methods and quantum-inspired approaches. So if you have the same problem and you use exactly the same tools, you're always going to find the same solution. So what I think quantum-inspired approaches and quantum computing can give us is novel solutions to classical problems by using a complete different approach and a complete different vision of the problem.
In summary then, quantum mechanics is going to allow us to do loads of new exciting things. So we can use this idea of superposition to build more precise sensors, to build new computers to tackle novel problems, and also to communicate in a more secure way. And in the field of medical science, we can use quantum-inspired approaches to process vast combinations of data that we just wouldn't be able to process classically.
Yeah, exactly.